You deserve inner peace and limitless love. The journey of self-discovery is the most important one you will ever embark upon. It is a journey back to your true self, the person you are meant to be when all superficial layers are stripped away. This path will not always be easy or comfortable. Along the way, you'll undoubtedly run into challenges and setbacks. But you have a map to guide you if you choose to follow it. The first step in your journey is believing that you are ready and deserving of the peace, fulfillment, and purpose you seek. Do not compare yourself to external standards set by others. You alone get to define what brings you happiness and what you need to feel whole. So why settle for less than you know in your heart you deserve? Make sure to give yourself permission to envision the very best life has to offer. The next thing to understand is that consciousness shapes our reality, and our underlying beliefs, assumptions, and perspectives act as a lens that colors how we experience the world. Problems that seem to happen to us over and over again are rooted in this inner consciousness, and we carry them in our thoughts wherever we go. But to create outer change, we must first shift what happens within. Most of us seek satisfaction from external sources, relationships, career success, or material possessions. Sometimes we reject these things preemptively out of fear of disappointment. But grasping for more or detaching out of cynicism keeps us stuck in the same cycle. We look outside ourselves for fulfillment, never realizing it can only be found from within. That's the crux of inner work, that true freedom comes from freeing your mind. When you stop believing you need something external to be happy, you discover happiness was inside you all along. It is a state of being, not a destination you arrive at. The inner work involves removing the obstacles that obscure this ever-present inner peace. It turns out the treasures you seek are already in your possession, waiting to be claimed. So start believing you deserve these gifts, that you are worthy of profound love, joy, and wholeness. Your potential is limited only by your perspective. To unleash your full capability, choose to see your life through the eyes of unconditional love and acceptance. One way to start doing this is to work with affirmations. These can reveal self-limiting beliefs very quickly. Pay attention to how your mind and body respond when you say aloud, "I am already worthy," or "I am satisfied with my life." Does this feel true or false? Examining your resistance helps dismantle it over time. Keep aligning your thoughts with the notion that you deserve fulfillment. When you feel the impulse to resist opportunities for happiness, pause and sit with the discomfort mindfully. Seek to understand where this reluctance comes from and slowly unlearn it. Make your inner dialogue an ally, not an enemy. Notice when it speaks out of envy, frustration, or even regret. Know that the voice itself causes suffering, not the external situations. You have the power to choose peace. Your thoughts are not your reality. Your thoughts do not inherently belong to you, and the constant mental chatter in your head is not who you are at your core. When you over-identify with your thoughts and believe they define you, you give them control over your life. If your mental patterns tend toward anxiety and paranoia, you experience panic. And if shame and regret dominate your inner dialogue, you slide into depression. This is because your thoughts wield immense power when you forget that they are not you. One way to avoid this is to recognize the mind as a neutral tool, not an enemy. It's developed certain patterns to try to protect you and ensure your safety, but many of these are outdated or exaggerated. By observing your thoughts from a detached, compassionate perspective, you take away their power to rule you. Pay close attention to recurring negative thought patterns. Tracing them back helps uncover your theme of consciousness, this being ingrained assumptions and beliefs about yourself and the world. This theme takes root early on from influences like family, culture, and impactful life events. It forms a mental blueprint that shapes how you interpret new experiences. In fact, many issues, from harmful behaviors to sabotaging relationships, stem from acting out of an unhealthy theme of consciousness. Ironically, even rebelling against influences like parents can strengthen their impact. But beneath this accumulated mental conditioning, your essence remains, the you that exists before all the programming. Doing the inner work means gently stripping away layers to reveal your authentic self. In many ways, our brains have been wired to reinforce the theme of consciousness through sheer repetition. Neural pathways grow stronger through habit. Thoughts of lack and scarcity, if indulged repeatedly, become entrenched. But this also offers hope. By consciously cultivating thoughts of gratitude, optimism, and abundance, you can rewire your brain toward a new theme. An old Cherokee tale captures this beautifully. A grandfather tells his grandson a battle wages inside him between two wolves. One represents darkness and turmoil, the other light and peace. When the boy asks which wolf will triumph, the grandfather replies, "The one you feed." At the end of the day, awakening involves recognizing your conditioned thought patterns so you can liberate yourself. Observe the themes, emotions, and scenarios your mind gets drawn into. With compassionate awareness, you can start feeding the wolf of inner peace. Plug into new themes of consciousness. Let's take a moment to imagine the way your mind works a bit differently. What if each thought that enters your mind was a wave and part of a vast ocean of consciousness with limitless potential? Or what if your mind turned into certain thought frequencies like a radio picking up a station? Often the programming you've received causes you to default to the same habitual stations, anxious, critical, and worried. But the thing is that you can change the channel. But how do you shift your frequency and access new states of being, you might be asking? Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl offers wisdom here. He noted there is always space between a situation and your reaction to it. You can unconsciously respond in your usual patterns, or pause, create space, and consciously choose a new response. Your responses determine your frequency. By changing them, you change your consciousness. Once you step back and observe your thoughts non-judgmentally, you tap into what's known as presence. This is the ability to see life clearly, without the distorting lens of ego. Presence connects you to the richness and complexity of each moment. You glimpse this in meditation, but to anchor it, you must do inner work. Presence arises when you choose humility and gratitude as your inner foundation. Start with brief but regular meditation to open the door. Gradually increase your practice time. Like strengthening a muscle, you will build the capacity to access presence at will. Think of your mind as connected to a field of endless possibilities, where groundbreaking ideas and solutions already exist, just waiting to be discovered. Instead of always actively trying to think hard, try being open and receptive. This approach, called receptive mindfulness, involves calming your busy thoughts to allow inspiration and new ideas to come to you more naturally. Remember, your usual way of thinking is shaped by your past experiences. To embrace new ideas, let go of being too attached to your old ways of thinking. In moments of quiet and stillness, you're not just in silence. You're in a space filled with wisdom waiting to be uncovered. By reducing your constant inner dialogue, you'll find that answers and insights come to you more easily. Finally, don't believe that you're isolated from the greater collective consciousness. You are a part of it, both contributing to and drawing from it. By moving beyond your habitual thoughts, you empower yourself to create the life you truly want. Vibrations transform your perspective. Have you ever considered how vibrations and frequencies might visibly shape our environment? Dr. Masaru Emoto, a Japanese scientist, provided a compelling demonstration of this concept using water. He exposed water to various types of music and words, then photographed the resulting frozen crystals. Those influenced by positive, loving words and harmonious music formed into stunningly symmetrical shapes. while those subjected to negative, harsh vibrations resulted in irregular, chaotic forms. This experiment underscores how external vibrations can influence even the most basic elements of nature, a metaphor for how external influences shape our consciousness. Our life experiences, as we've heard, are significantly influenced by our underlying theme of consciousness. This theme, like the vibrations in Emoto's experiment, can be harmonious or discordant, shaping our experiences and interactions. Insecurity, for example, might manifest as an inflated ego, or a sense of inadequacy might lead to dependency. These deep-seated patterns are our internal vibrations, echoing within the structure of our consciousness. However, there's an opportunity for transformation here. Just as different vibrations affected the water crystals, altering your internal vibrations can shift your theme of consciousness to more uplifting themes like accountability, unconditional love, and inner peace. Start by recognizing your current theme and its effects on your life. Each person's theme creates a reality tunnel, a unique perspective shaped by individual experiences, beliefs, and biases. Understanding that conflicts often arise from clashing reality tunnels, not absolute truths, can help expand your perspective. Transforming your internal vibrations involves introspection and conscious effort. Techniques like affirmation, meditation, journaling, and therapy can help examine and release misaligned beliefs, shifting your internal frequency. This inner work clears your perception, allowing you to see the world in a new light. To further tune your consciousness to higher frequencies, surround yourself with positive influences: media, music, literature, conversations, and environments. Just as the water crystals responded to their surroundings, your consciousness is shaped by the vibrations around you. Avoid discordant influences that can disrupt your growth and instead nourish your mind, body, and spirit with uplifting elements. In essence, just as water in Emoto's experiment resonated with external vibrations, your consciousness absorbs and reflects the frequencies around you. By consciously choosing these influences, you can guide your evolution, achieving clarity and beauty in your life akin to a perfectly formed crystal. Use your triggers to reach a higher truth. Embarking on a journey of inner work unlocks the natural states of love, peace, and joy that are your essence. When you're disturbed by external events, it's often a sign of old mental scripts being activated. These moments, these triggers, are valuable clues, guiding you to unravel and dismantle the limiting beliefs that hold you back. Consider what sets off these negative emotions in you. It could be the morning alarm signaling the start of a dreaded day, or an unexpected bill that brings up feelings of resentment and scarcity. Instead of reacting impulsively, pause. Reflect on why these triggers stir such strong emotions within you. Here lies your pivotal choice: to fall back into unconscious, habitual patterns, or to consciously reshape your inner dialogue, stepping out of the web of conditioned thinking. Let's take a tangible example. Imagine a scenario where your child or partner behaves in a way in public that draws disapproving glances. You feel the familiar surge of embarrassment and the urge to react. Before you do, take a moment. Breathe in a sense of peace. Ask yourself, what is the root of this discomfort? Which past experiences or ingrained beliefs are causing this reaction? Now it's time to rewrite your internal script. Replace the thought, "I'm so embarrassed," with a more empowering narrative. This feeling is just a passing cloud. I am whole and loved as I am. The opinions of others do not determine my self-worth. Embrace the liberation that comes with this reframed mindset. This transformation involves a 3-step process. First, identify what triggers you. Second, unearth the underlying belief or theme. And finally, release these old beliefs and replace them with truths that uplift and empower you. Triggers lose their grip when you stop reacting from a place of ego and start responding from a place of conscious presence. Reframe the narrative. Embrace your inherent perfection. And remember, external events only hold the meaning you assign to them, Reclaim your power to choose peace over conditioned pain. Continuously adjust your perspective until you view the world through a lens of love. This is the power of embracing the possibility of change. You can rewrite any story, transcend any trigger. The limiting narratives that once confined you lose their power. You are the author of your life now. Turn the page and start a new, liberating chapter.